Good evening. I'm going to talk about a couple of budget video cameras. A quick experience I had. I started out with the camera on the left, which was the GoPro Hero Plus, and after a trip to Singapore, I bought this. This is the Valore 5009 action camera. They're pretty similar. The GoPro on the left is available just about everywhere GoPros are sold. This is the entry-level GoPro, which I got as a gift, and I was going to use on a motorcycle trip, but one of the problems I had with this camera was it would not record beyond a couple of minutes unless it was constantly plugged in. That's why I have to use this camera with the skeletonized door attached, because I had to keep the USB cable plugged in. That's fine when I'm driving the car, but if I'm on a motorcycle or doing something else with action, I need a battery, and this was not working for me. I've been on the website. They say you should use a recommended video card or a recommended SD card. I've been doing that. They say make sure you format the card before each use. I do that. I think this camera, the GoPro Hero Plus, is given sort of redheaded stepchild in the GoPro community. I'm just not finding the support I need. Maybe it's cheap. I don't know what else, but it's just one of these weird, frustrating things. Anyway, given that I was in Singapore, I was going to go on a motorcycle trip from Singapore through Malaysia up into Thailand. I wanted a camera that I could put on my helmet and not have to worry about plugging it in. Enter the Valore. Valore is a camera sold by the Challenger stores in Singapore and only sold there. I have not been able to find this camera on Amazon or eBay or anywhere else. I haven't been able to find the batteries on Amazon or eBay or anywhere else. That's kind of important because the batteries are not the same as the GoPro batteries. Incidentally, you can't take the battery out of this one. Can't take the battery out, can't take it out of the case. It also does not have an LCD in the back of it, unlike the Valore, which actually does. Very nice when you're on the road and you want to check out and review your videos or even make adjustments on this camera. To make adjustments on this camera, you need to either use the phone app or go blind looking at that little LCD right there. No thank you. So this camera here relieved my eyesight and allowed me to either adjust it on the phone app. There is a phone app for this camera available in the Google Play Store, or I could just adjust it using the back LCD. Very nice feature. Just a side note too, you can see these camera cases look somewhat alike, but not only can the camera not come out of this, the Hero 3 and the Hero 4 also use the same case. I think it's got one button on the side. The Valore has got two buttons on the side. So these cases would not be interchangeable with a GoPro. I think they made it just different enough that they wouldn't get sued. And maybe that's why Valore is only selling these in Singapore, so they don't cut into the GoPro market and risk getting sued. Regardless, they're available there in Singapore at the Challenger stores. I think there's 8 locations in Singapore. You go there, you join their membership club, which is 30 Singapore dollars. And then by the time you get done with this camera, a 15 gigabyte card, and the membership fee, all told, exchange rate, I think I paid 135 US dollars for this camera. And you can see it's a decent camera. I mean, I cannot complain at all. This thing didn't let me down. I didn't think it would last as long. I didn't think the plastic would be as good a quality. That's the still photo mode right there. This is the review mode right here. I can play it. This is a video I took in Bali, actually, with this camera. You can see it's got the fisheye effect, just like the GoPro. The difference is, I think with this camera here, I haven't tried it, you can adjust out the fisheye in the settings. You cannot do that with the Hero Plus GoPro. The Hero Plus, the fisheye is there just like any other GoPro, and it isn't until you download the video you've made into editing software, then you can get rid of the fisheye. But there's no way to do it on the camera itself. Now, I don't know have a spec sheet in front of me for the Hero Plus or for the Valore camera in front of me. I can just tell you, for my purposes, just general action photography, the Valore was well worth the money. It did not let me down. I was very, very impressed, very happy. I was glad I got it. Now, there's the settings panel there. The one thing I noticed in the settings, if I wanted to delete a video, it would just not obey the setting. It wouldn't obey the command to delete the video. So I would have to download the videos from the card into the computer and then get rid of the video. Not a showstopper. If you really need to, you can carry an extra card or something. But that was just one little quirk I'm not able to figure out. But other than that, zero complaints. I can just shut this thing down here real quick. You can see the accessories, same mount, same exact size. I did think the plastic quality was a little bit better on the GoPro versus the Valore, but for the most part, these accessories are just about exactly the same. This fit into my GoPro mount on my helmet, no problem. Most of the time what I used was something like this. I use a suction cup with a mount like that I would swap out with this. This suction cup, by the way, did not come with either camera. This is an accessory I bought separately. I would stick this in the tank, and away we go. Again, there's some other weird mounts. This came with the Valore. This was a belt clip mount. You could take the Valore camera out of there, put it on your belt, and then walk around, I guess. I don't know who does that, but it's an opportunity. And of course, they'll both work with legacy accessories for 35mm cameras, like an Ultra Pod, anything like that will work with it. It was definitely a decent purchase in terms of versatility, and open up and just take a quick look at the camera itself. I don't necessarily find myself in a situation where I would need to film with the camera outside of the case, but a lot of people like that feature. And of course, if you can take the camera out, you can also change the battery. The battery door is right there. And again, I'm going to go back to this. If you are in Singapore and you want to buy one of these things, I also recommend you pick up a couple of extra batteries. This battery is not the same battery, like I said before, not the same battery as the GoPro. And I was not able to find this on Amazon or eBay or anywhere else. And maybe the contact points are different. I don't really know. So now I've got the battery that came with it, which is in there, and I bought two extras. I think the two of these together, this one says, this is $14.90 Singapore. Then you can see there's like 20% off, discount, this, that. Buy their membership fee, pay the membership fee, buy the membership. And I got these two batteries here. I think I might have paid like $8 US for the two of them. Totally worth it. If you find yourself over there and you need an action cam, if yours is let down or you just want to have an inexpensive one for some activities you're performing over there, then go ahead and do it. This little thing here did not come with the Valore. That's the silencer that keeps the camera from rattling in the mount. And if you're on a car or a motorcycle or anything where you're doing some high-speed activity, you'll hear it. You'll hear the thing shaking and jiggling. You can use this with that also. It's close enough. The Valore does not come with one of these, but it's just another thing to keep in mind. So, just without further ado, I want to wrap up. This camera was well worth the purchase. I would highly recommend it to anybody traveling in Singapore who plans on doing some activities in Asia and needs a decent low-end camera. I really wish they had this available in the US, but then again, I can understand from a business standpoint why they don't want to have the Valore camera available in the US. The picture quality is great. The sound is pretty good, even through the waterproof case. I don't know what else to say. If you got any questions about it, feel free to leave something in the comments. Thanks for watching. Take care.